So if you're in the process of moving on in your career and you are getting prepared for an interview, you might find yourself in a situation where you don't want to oversell yourself. And there are good reasons for that, right? We don't want to oversell ourselves in an interview situation, because if we do, we might actually end up disappointing people when we start the job. And we also, in the process of even sharing our experiences and expertise, don't want to come across as inauthentic or braggy, right? That makes sense. But what often happens on the other side of the tables with the people who are interviewing us is that when we oversell ourselves and we kind of tone ourselves down, chances are that they don't really get enough of a feel or impression to trust that we would actually be able to do the job, or that the other candidates who are more articulate and confident in doing this are seen as the more qualified candidate, the one that they trust would do a better job, right? So what can we do about this? When I work with my clients who come to me, whether they have been interviewing over and over and over again and they're never getting that final offer, or they're not even getting that far in the process, there are two things that I do. The first one is to take a step back and make sure that they see and that they really own the skills and the strengths and the achievements and the experiences that they have. Because if you identify with having imposter syndrome, what that means is that your image of yourself is at this level, while other people externally see you in a different way. And that gap is imposter syndrome. So if you're getting invited for an interview for a job where you need these qualifications and skills and background, and they are interviewing the idea of a person who's up here, while your own self-image is here, that is usually the result of that. As you have been going through your career and you have been gaining more experiences and you've gotten better and you've gotten so many achievements and experiences under your belt, you haven't really owned that. You haven't really taken it in. Right? So step number one is to make sure that that is in place so that you can see it and that you can own it, because that is really the first step. And once we have that in place, right? It's like, okay, I see that. I know that I'm good at this. I know that I contributed to this value, these deliverables, that I landed this. Even sometimes when we know that, we can still feel uncomfortable when it comes to actually communicating that, right? And that could be due to conditioning that we have about that it's bad to say good things about yourselves, or it's like, that's not what good girls do, or whatever stories we have that we carry around, whether consciously or subconsciously, is to know that if we feel uncomfortable talking about ourselves and our achievements, there's a reason for that. So that is something that we work on, we practice, and we also get an understanding of where is that coming from? Like, what is that story that we're carrying around that is leading to these negative emotions that are holding us back from actually talking about ourselves in the way so that hiring managers can actually understand what we are able and capable to do, so that they will want to hire us, right? So when we know this and we can own it and we can communicate this in a confident way, that is when we get amazing job offers and we are offered jobs at the top of the salary range. So if this speaks to you and you are like, yes, this is what I need to do, this is something that you can do and practice on your own, but it is much easier, faster, more effective, and fun doing it with a coach. So if you're interested to see how I could support you in this process of becoming more confident and speaking more confidently about your background and your potential in a new role, reach out to me and we'll talk about what that could look like for you.